Right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Black Raven, 1943. Giving it 5 out of 5 stars. I love this flick. It's got the Bela Lugosi song. Da-da-da-da-da. This is a 1943 U.S. mystery film directed by the great Sam Newfield. Distributed by Producers Releasing Corporation, also known as PRC. We love PRC, Poverty Row movies on this channel. The link in the description is the Cult Cinema Classics version on YouTube. This is going to be another professor quiz recommendation. Good one, Professor Quiz. Release date May 21st, 1943. 61 minutes. It was produced and released by Producers Releasing Corporation, also known as PRC, also known as the new PRC. Prime example of what was called Poverty Row, a low-rent stretch of Gower Street in Hollywood, where shoestring film producers based their operations. PRC, a leading Poverty Row studio. We love PRC. A heavy storm catches everybody, nearly all with good reasons for fleeing the U.S. at the Black Raven Motel, just across the U.S.-Canada border. And one of them winds up dead. The motel is run by a Mr. Bradford, who seems to have a sinister past, played by the great George Zucco. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Every George Zucco film deserves 5 out of 5 stars, as far as I'm concerned. The others are escaped convict with plans on Bradford's life, bank employee who has embezzled 50 grand, young couple that has eloped, and for comic relief, a not too bright sheriff played by the great Ming the Merciless, also known as Charles B. Middleton. This movie is intentionally funny. I love it. Black and white PRC film. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. While Bradford is hardly a saint, he suspects the murderer is planning to frame him for the crime when the irate and disagreeable father of the eloping woman turns up. Well, I won't spoil the ending. Anyways, it's got George Zucco, Noel Madison, who was in Easy Money, Brian Foulger, who was in hundreds of stage film and television production, Charles B. Middleton, Ming the Merciless, 200 films as well as numerous plays. Then you've got Stanford Jolley, another great film. Another great protege of Ed Wood. I think he was in The Sinister Urge. Stanford Jolley. Stanford Jolley. Excuse me. He was in The Violent Years. I stand corrected. I always get The Violent Years mixed up with The Sinister Urge. I meant to say The Violent Years, which is a great Ed Wood flick. Highly recommended. Leonard Maltin called the film a paltry and obvious whodunit, awarding it 1.5 out of 4 stars. If Leonard Maltin hates this movie, we love it. That's a general rule for Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert as well. We do not like Leonard Maltin, Gene Siskel, or Roger Ebert on this channel. A group of strangers are brought together in an old dark house and must contend with 2 murderers and $50,000 in stolen money. That's the storyline on IMDb. Gets a 5.5 out of 10, 758 ratings. My son is wearing his dress shirt, but he doesn't have dress pants. I'm going to remind his mother to get him some dress pants for Latin Mass. Anyways, let's see see if we can pull up some more stuff. It began shooting February 9th, 1943, and was completed in late February. So it took roughly 21 days to complete. Newspaper headline calls him Baroni. Article within calls him Bardoni. Quotes, Emus Bradford, he's suffering from rabid delusions aggravated by a moronic mentality. Andy, is that bad? It's a remake of The Rogue's Tavern, 1936. Ivory Bow on IMDb posts a featured review dated July 19th, 2008. I got to see this film last night on my local Access channel, and I had such a good time with it. It reminded me so clearly of the classic early Warner Brothers cartoons about the friends in the old houses on stormy nights. And when you watch a movie like this, you see the influences that inspired the great Chuck Jones. Though I agree with the other reviewer that this movie is a bit muddled, I cannot watch a film like this from the perspective of its own time. It is so much a period piece. And that is such a delight. The quality of the sound, the pops and crackles, the stage storm sound effects, the clothes, the lighting, the bumbling sheriff, the damsel in distress, all come together to present a little gem out of time. I recommend this film as a charming visit with our history of movie making. I couldn't agree more. I've got to get ready for Latin Mass now, but I'll go down my list again for the second time today. My list is so long. And I just did a 7-minute review of The Black Raven. Lightning fast for your viewing displeasure. Again, during Juneteenth weekend, He Walked by Night, 1948, is coming up next. That's a crime thriller film noir. I'm looking forward to that. They Were So Young, 1954, with Raymond Burr. Whatever It Takes, 1998. Karate Man recommendation. One Dark Night, 1982. Meg Tilly. Melissa Newman. Robin Evans. Leslie Spites. Don't know who they are. And then last but not least, Cyber Bureau, 1938. Those are my next 5 coming up on my list. Check this one out. Highly recommended. Good one. Professor Quiz. Laters.